for us, a lot of the focus on using visual imagery, which includes still images, photographs, infographics, videos of a variety of types, from short, Vine and Instagram style videos all the way through the hi-fi videos that we've been known for years, are really kind of coming to bear against how we post on Facebook, how we use, obviously, Pinterest, the Tumblrs that we are creating for a variety of clients, IBM Blur, one of the Tumblrs that we've created for IBM, all around the kind of patent and inventions history of that particular brand, through Instagram, of course, Twitter and Vine, and also, interestingly enough, just starting now on a few projects for Google Glass. And the reason I bring up Google Glass is because I think, in addition to GoPro, the kind of short POV video production that is kind of native to that particular device is starting to capture the attention of a lot of the brands that we're working with as well. So that gives you a spectrum of the platforms that we're working on.
On that front, John, we're recently very excited about the new autographer device that allows sort of people to sort of capture sort of real-time behaviour that might enable us to do sort of more longitudinal studies of how people behave. Is that something that you see as sort of being fundamentally sort of part of the way in which people record what they're doing and sharing it?
Certainly for us, all the kind of opportunities for devices to capture both imagery and telemetrics and so forth and so on are interesting, and I think still seeking true application. I think they're seeking ways to rise above just innovative niche experimentation, which that we're all going to go through. I mean, Google Glass is a great example. I mean, it'll be a couple of years, 3 or 4 years, before it is more than. I mean, I realize it'll become more retail available much sooner than that, but it'll still remain a while before the Warby Parker, mass versions of it become more commonplace for people to use. But I'd love to know more about what you're talking about.
There are devices that have been sort of out there historically, but I think autograph is a sort of great example of a device that you can wear around your neck or have it clipped somewhere, and it has a sort of a variety of sensors which dictate when a photograph is taken. It's a heat sensor. There's a sort of GPS sort of inbuilt within it, and it helps you sort of record your day for people and sort of connect to social media platforms, and sort of allows you sort of more easily to sort of post up a lot more photography directly from the device. And again, from us, from a research perspective, it's fascinating because it allows us to sort of record over a much longer period of time, and also help capture real, natural behaviour without us being in the room snapping away and disrupting what people might be doing. But for us, it's a really interesting piece of technology.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. I mean, it certainly would help us on the research side. We do a lot of research now, but it's in terms of actual behavior. But as you might guess, a lot of it is self-reporting, even at the moment through mobile apps and so forth and so on. So the kind of having that on in the background, I think is a terrific idea.
To ask you, John, or I'd ask everybody, was about this sort of shift that I see from desktops to sort of more tablets and mobiles. Is that something you guys can see as well?
Yeah, no, the answer is yes. I mean, the bottom line is for us, the mobile is becoming almost the default standard for us. And then instead of like the older behavior being desktop first and then degrade the experience to mobile, it's more about mobile first and then enhance the experience for desktop. I mean, I guess we're a global organization, so designing for mobile makes sense in a lot of markets where smartphone is growing enough, or mobile web access is strong enough, and that's not true in many markets around the world. I think the interesting thing about designing for mobile first is it's really causing us to embrace this kind of new tiled content model, which isn't just about visual imagery. News headlines, news stories are now being kind of packaged in that little kind of tile format, but certainly it's an influence of the mobile experience, whether it be on handheld smartphone or a tablet of some kind. With mobile, I think we're much more about getting content nuggets attached to a task. So content nuggets, like visual content nuggets, are very, very helpful when you're out and about, if you will, in the middle of doing something. I think, when in terms of kind of spending time and exploring, certainly tablets are great as for that, and then for getting more and creating or augmenting content, desktops are obviously the domain to be.
I completely agree with that. I mean, for us, mobile is totally where it's at in terms of us being able to give respondents the ability to share real-time behaviour. So yeah, versus tablets, the ability for online platforms like yourself, Visionslive, to offer apps that allow people to capture photography and video and post it up immediately is really, really interesting.